making me look cheap like, oh, dear. Okay, you said you don't want relationship. I'm like, please calm down. That's how it seems.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'm sorry, so.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Canva's World. And I'm here to give you the gist. I got you. And I think it's really easy to review this show this time around because it's really interesting. Most times the drama starts some weeks after, and we have time to warm up to them. But these guys are giving us a show, and I'm here for every bit of it. So I'll be running through some of the events that happened. Neo and Ilebaye. Those ones, I already smelled that Neo was going to, try and get back being cool with Ilebaye from the HOH games, because after Neo won, he started, rooting for Ilebaye and telling her how to play the game, telling her to calm down, like supporting her like a supportive friend. And you would not have guessed that these people just had a very ugly fight where they were cursing each other out just on Saturday. So from that head of house game, I've been giving him the side eye. And I was saying, like, see, I get that he's trying to be nice and all, but more, I don't know if I support Ilebaye, opening her arms and accepting him and saying, no, we're all good. Because, she went through a lot. And you need to understand how to pick a battle sometimes. When the fight happened, everybody was on Neo's side. Everybody turned against her. So when you already know the chemistry in the house, you need to know how to tread carefully. Because if you are gas, you are the one that will carry the brunt. So when it started, I was like, I'm not sure. And even her reception was not very receptive. She was, just warming up a little, but she wasn't really receiving it wholeheartedly. But he was trying to be nice, so can we complain? Fast forward to the conclusion of the head of house games. Kidwire is the head of house for this week. So that is that. And then it got to I was really waiting for the time that Big Brother will announce that pardon me please, because I know it was going to discombobulate the housemates, because they already planned on putting up Ilebaye and Doyin and all those other people. So the fact that Big Brother just spun it on them just like that, I knew it was going to discombobulate them and actually put them in a position where they have to re-strategize under a very short period of time. And that ain't gonna be successful. So when Big Brother announced it, that's after Angel won the black card game, meaning that she also has immunity. So what this means is only 3 people can get immunity: the head of house, the winner of the black card game, and then the one person that the whole house saves. Erica from the previous season, who said Nigerians like pity. What happened today with Soma made me realize that it's not just the voting audience that gives pity votes. Every human being, like I said in my last video, every human being is ultimately empathetic. Now there are levels to this empathy. There are some people who their empathy level is really, really low and almost non-existent. But for the most part, we all have empathy. And today the housemate proved that by all voting for Soma. They all voted for him out of pity. And I'm happy for Soma that he gets to stay one more week. But the truth is, unless Soma begins to be more entertaining, even if the housemate forgive him this week or pardon him this week, they can't keep pardoning him. They can't keep pardoning him in perpetuity. Eventually, he will have to be put up. And if he's not giving a show, he's going to be going home. He go day out very soon, and there's nothing like. If he continues like this, by next week, if he's up, he's not go. Because he's not giving us a show, nothing. These days, like, he's not there. Him and Princess, it's as if they're not there. Although he's not as bad as Princess. Princess is almost like... Princess is almost invisible at this point. Like, I still see Soma once. Princess, even if Princess is standing in front, it's almost like she's not there. I can't even see Princess. So, unless Princess breaks out and starts fighting up and down, or more, I don't know what's going to happen, because she's really invisible in the game. So they saved Soma. He broke down in tears. It was very emotional. Even I almost started crying, because like I said, it's this heartstring game. When they put on your heartstrings and your emotions, like even in that moment, I caught myself feeling emotional for him. I'm just happy that he's not going to go home the first week, because I think that really traumatized him. So if anything, maybe this will help soothe that trauma, hopefully, because it was clear that this guy was traumatized from being the first person to be evicted the last time, and maybe played on his self-esteem. So I'm really happy that this time around, pity or no pity, he's going to stay and hopefully plays a good game and stays longer. But if not, I hope that this would have broken the yoke, the yoke of anxiety for Soma. Now moving on, let me tell you what shocked me. Sisi saved Ilebaye. Hey! Sisi saved Ilebaye. When I was watching, I was shocked. You know why? I've been seeing the way Sisi has been moving this season. Sisi is very slow to align with people for good reason. I mean, the last time she was in the house, she quickly aligned with Toby, and they sparked up romance quite early in the game, and it did not work out well for her. She got her feelings hurt, and everybody knows the story and how the legend of Sisi came to be. So this time around, she's very slow. Even when the guys are throwing, they're throwing subtle utterances of likeness towards her, she's not really grabbing. She's just observing the game. And although Sisi was never a part of the group that were coming for Ilebaye, Sisi has been really laid back, except for when Alex poked her. Sisi just chilled on her own, laid back. And I've not even seen her talk to Ilebaye like that. I don't think they are close or they're friends. So for Sisi to save Ilebaye, that says a lot about her heart and how she probably had observed that this girl is actually being bullied in the house, and just felt like, let me just give myself to this girl. And that really shocked me, and it really touched me, and I feel like that came from a very sweet place, and that says something about Sisi. Another person that shocked me was Neo. Neo saved Ilebaye. Hey, Benita went to meet Neo, and Benita, his cousin, went to meet Neo and was like, can you save me or something like that. They're trying to have a conversation, and he was like, I don't know that Tolani is the only person that's calling my name, blah blah blah. So he didn't ultimately do any of those alliances, and he chose to save Ilebaye. That one was the second thing that shocked me today. I'm like, yeah, is it that this boy is feeling guilty, or that he actually does care about her? I don't know, but I'm going to tilt towards the guilty part more, because you don't want to end things on that note and see the person go. So maybe he's trying to see, or he wanted her to just stay around so that they could settle some of their differences. But either way, it shocked me. It really, really shocked me. And then of course, Donyin voted for Ilebaye. Because why? Because Donyin is a loyal friend. I'm not surprised. Donyin has been consistent. Most of the friends that she has had last season and even this season, one thing is that Donyin is loyal. And Donyin will stand by you, and Donyin has stood by Ilebaye throughout all of this. So, and then the last part. So Neo sat down with Donyin and Ilebaye and Sisi at that time, and they're still talking, and Donyin was expressing her displeasure and how somebody who I think at this point is kid she's talking about promised that she would be a part of his BFF and this and the third. That people are lying. They say they'll do this and they will do something else, and that she's not going to pretend that she's ecstatic for Soma because she didn't save him. And if Big Brother didn't change the rules, she would have put him up. And one thing you can respect what Donyin can be truthful. Ugly, good, bad, ugly, Donyin will tell the truth. Even Sisi was telling her that, my dear, don't even let her bother you. Say waiting. So I actually like the dynamic between Sisi, Ilebaye, and Donyin. I actually like that dynamic, and I think that if they continue like that and actually become friends, I think that would be a very healthy dynamic, because Donyin is a loyal friend, and I think that for the most part, Ilebaye too is a loyal friend. Like, if you are a friend, so far from what I've seen, anything can change. So I think that will help Sisi, because there are a lot of forces like in the house that want to come for Sisi. So Sisi needs to at least have some people that have good intentions that will stand by her if tomorrow people like Alex come for her, so that it's not Sisi against the world. So I like that, and I would like to see how that goes. So they're just talking, and then Sisi now told Ilebaye that I even saved you, and Ilebaye was just like, oh my god, and then gave her a hug, and that was such a sweet moment. I loved it, and I just love to see when, I love to see that Sisi, being a strong girl, probably felt for Ilebaye, because in her season, everybody coming in after her left, right, and center. Although Sisi will not back down, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt her. So I'm sure she saw that this girl might be going through something. Let me throw my please pardon me card on her. So that was a sweet moment. Later, fast forward to later, I now see Neo apologizing to Ilebaye. I like that Neo apologized to Ilebaye. Why? Because me as a person, if somebody offends me, if I'm angry with a friend or friends, I really cannot just move on unless we have a conversation, and unless you admit and you recognize and you realize your fault, because that's the only way I can feel comfortable reigniting that friendship. So now that we've had the conversation and Neo has explained true or false, whether it's true or false, I actually think that there's some truth there. I think that one of the things that shaped Neo's attitude towards Ilebaye was heavily influenced by Tolani Badge and Benita, because those two do not like her. So that, I think that just fueled the wahala that happened between him and Ilebaye. If Tolani Badge wasn't acting obsessed, or even wasn't in this house, or Benita wasn't in this house, I don't think that that incident would have happened. Because from the very start, when Tolani Badge chased her out of the room, and then Benita and all that drama, that already built the foundation for trouble. So outside of that, I just like that he apologized, because I feel like now that he has apologized, they can move on with good energy. But if they didn't have the conversation and Neo just starts talking to her, I mean, she will respond and try to be cordial, but it will never be like before. It will just be surface. It will be on the surface, hello, highs, but it will never be like before, because there will be that grudge there. And this is just it's standard. When you have a disagreement with anybody, a friend, you try to have a conversation with them, and they have to see that what they did is wrong. They have to admit it. So even Neo, at least he admitted that yes, I was wrong. Don't you try to make him see it and say yes, I was wrong. Then we can go somewhere. But if I'm trying to explain to you, let's say that in this conversation he was having with Ilebaye was like, you did something wrong, and Neo was like, no, I did. Where are we moving on to? There's no moving forward. Cool. You are not wrong, I'm not wrong. Let's not be wrong, but let's just stay away from each other, kind of thing. And I know that there are people that will low-key shipping for this ship, like my brother Philip. And let's just see how it goes. Finally, I will talk about white money and Uriel. Uriel has been parrying on top white money. White money is manning the kitchen. This is, there's this song, Tale as old as time. This is Tale as old as time. This is Uriel. Uriel, don't you know white money again? This is not new. Uriel, don't fight with white money on top this kitchen. Because the truth of the matter is that this is the thing that instigated people to vote for white money the last time. That's why Pere is letting him cook in peace this time around, because Pere has learned his lessons. They say he's trying to, it does not matter. At the end of the day, he's trying to cook. He's not killing anybody. Now, one thing I can understand about Uriel's frustration is him manning the kitchen and almost trying to be controlling, because she was like, oh, she tried to take meat and he said, no, don't touch it, don't do this, don't do that. That might seem annoying, because now you're trying to ascertain some level of control over everybody else who wants to cook. So that I can understand, but that is something she can have a conversation with him about. But you see all the other things Uriel is talking about, like, oh, he doesn't eat my food. If I cook jollof rice the next day. Yeah, she might see that somehow, but it's really not a crime. Do you get my point? It's not something you can hold him by, like, oh, white money, how dare you not like my food? How dare you not eat when I cook? No, it's not by force. I'm sure it's not every time white money cooks that everybody eats. There are some people who be like, oh, I don't feel like it. It's not. That's not something you fight with somebody over. You can't fight with somebody for not wanting to eat your food. Which kind of fight with that? So I get it. Maybe she feels like, okay, he's being controlled in the kitchen, and you can just address that so that you can cook freely as he cooks freely. But for you to say he's not eating your food, you cook jollof rice today, cook jollof rice tomorrow, you divide one thigh of chicken into two, it's exhausting. So Uriel lets it go and just let it go. So I like the energy today. It has been interesting. Please do well to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. And let's talk. Who do you think would be the 4 bottom housemates this week? Leave your predictions. Me, I would predict, I'll say Tolani Badge, I'll say Benita, I would say Doyin, and I will say Princess. I think that those will be the ones at the bottom 4. I probably will be wrong, but tell me your own predictions. Who do you think would have the 4 lowest votes this week? And thank you for watching Canvas World. I love you for watching. Bye.